Ciara, what exactly happened?
Neil, I really don't know. They just came in to do they come in every morning to do the room checks and see is everyone okay and whatnot. And they came in and didn't say anything at all. And the staff that actually checked on me called two of the other members of staff to come down and see how lovely my room was. And I had all my Christmas decorations up and the whole lot. So they were all standing in my room admiring my pictures and my decorations and stuff. Yeah. And they just said, when you're ready, you're wanted over the other side in the day centre. And that's usually for people who don't have a bed. So I said, is the doctor looking for me or what is it? And they goes, oh yeah, that's probably what it is, all right. So to be honest, I went back to sleep because that was about 8:30 this morning.
Okay.
And about an hour later they came back up and they said, Ciara, you still didn't go over? And I said, oh, I thought, Joe, because they don't close the day centre till 1 o'clock, I said I thought I could go over in a while. And they said, no, Ciara, you're going to have to get up now and start packing your bags, your bed is gone. And I just kind of jumped up and I was like, what? I was like, what did I do? And they said I'd done absolutely nothing wrong, that my bed was gone and my rent was paid. I had a job in there cleaning the TV room. I get paid for that. I was doing everything right. I got in no trouble, nothing whatsoever, and they just took my bed off me.
And how long were you in the room?
About 2.5 months.
So it was home, really, if you like, for the last couple of months.
It was, yeah. I only said to my friend the other day that it actually was starting to feel like, I had some sort of bed set, kind of like a little flat, or I don't know. Yeah, it was home. Like I had a little Christmas tree in the corner, and I had all my decorations up.
Had you left it for a while and gone back or something?
No, they did say about me 2 weeks ago I stayed out for 3 days, and they brought that up a couple of times, but we're entitled to stay out for 3 days. You're allowed to stay out for 3 days, and I had my rent paid, and even I said to them before, I don't know what they had done it anyway, but I actually said to them, I said, don't forget now to deduct me the 3 days because I clean at night time and I wasn't there.
Yeah.
But the only reason that I actually stayed out for the 3 days is because something happened in the building. There was a dispute, and there was a big argument, and the guards had to be called, and the other person got actually thrown out.
Yeah, I won't go into the detail of the individual, but I'm told that you got badly beaten. Is that right?
Yeah.
Misfortune.
And that person got thrown out there and then on the spot, and. Yeah, sorry, I was just walking out there because the alarm was going off. I'm in the bus station.
I know. Are you using the bus station for a wash, is it?
No, I actually went in to use the toilet.
I know.
Said I'd sit in while I was waiting on you to ring.
That's a shame. It's a shame. Do you mind me asking how old you are, Ciara?
I'm 27.
So did you pack all of your bags then and leave?
Well, I was packing my bags, but they kept coming up asking me, seeing how long I'd be and stuff, and the more they were coming up, the more I was getting upset, crying, and I was saying, can you please tell me why you're doing this to me? Sorry, I'm getting upset now again. I said, can you please tell me why you're doing this to me 10 days before Christmas? I have nowhere at all to go. I have to sleep now tonight with a sleeping bag on the side of the road somewhere. And they had nothing to say, and everybody I spoke to was telling me that I have to speak to somebody else. So then I go to somebody else, and they were saying go to somebody else. And
I know.
I don't know. No, it was like nobody wanted to kind of take the blame for it, and they were all, some of them I could tell genuinely did feel for me, and others were just didn't even want to hear what I had to say.
And did you have to leave? Did you have to leave anything behind, like your clothes or your Christmas tree and your decorations?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say to you. I actually ended up leaving because I knew I was getting a little bit angry in the end, so I got in a bit of a temper and I walked out before I snapped, basically, and I actually left in my pyjamas and a morning gown. So a friend of mine that lives in the Simon, she passed me out a pair of jeans and a jumper and stuff, but all my I know they'll put my belongings in the storeroom, they will be okay.
Well, we got in touch with them this afternoon on your behalf, and while they won't, they said we cannot comment on individual cases, but they did give some indication. They said, and this is just a quote, if a bed is allocated but not used, we will reallocate it to someone who is sleeping rough and in need of a bed.
That doesn't fit my situation whatsoever. whatsoever. I'm in there 2.5 months, and the 3 nights that I spent out after that incident is the only time that I ever stayed out of there.
And that was a couple of weeks ago.
That was 2 weeks ago.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And
2 weeks, and like everybody saw me, like I was badly bruised and stuff, you know what I mean? And the other person they were staying in a tent, but they were right outside the Simon, so it wasn't out of fear or anything. It was just more to avoid altercation and all that, you know. I wanted to try leave it down a little bit.
So you stayed away.
Come back, I came back every day. I just didn't stay there at night time.
Okay. How long can you normally stay in the rooms?
But there's people that are there 10 years.
I know, and you were hoping,
like, it can be home for people. Like, that's what I'm saying. I couldn't understand it. I was like, it's 10 days before Christmas. Even if he waited until the day after Christmas, and you know, I don't know. And it's like, it came across to me like that. Some of them didn't even know I was going on tilt this morning. You know what I mean?
But you got no reason. They didn't specify a reason as to why you had to leave. Yeah, okay.
No, they did bring up about me staying out for the 3 days, but I kept on saying, we're entitled to stay out for 3 days. I said my rent was paid, and they knew that I was gone, so they were able to take somebody else in off the street.
They're saying they're saying because of COVID and the fact that all the rooms are single occupancy and with physical distancing, the emergency accommodation needs are very high. Because the capacity has been reduced.
And they did, about a month ago, they cleared out about 10 beds, but all the people that they kicked out, they didn't actually kick out because they moved them on to B&Bs
I know.
and stuff.
But did they not offer you an alternative, like a bed and breakfast or anything, no?
No, nothing whatsoever. That's what I was saying to him. I was like, because when they first told me my bed was gone, I didn't like freak out or get too upset at first, because I thought, okay, my bed here is gone, but I'm moving on to somewhere else, obviously. And then when I figured out that wasn't the case, then that's, you know, I really started panicking. Then I'm a girl, like I'm a young girl at that. I don't feel safe to be sleeping on the side of the road. Like, I'm not even a tent. You know what I mean?
I know.
No.
I know. And do you mind if I touch on why at 27 you find yourself in, Simon? Was it issues involving drugs or alcohol?
I'm an addict, to be honest, but I am clean. Besides my methadone, I collect my methadone every day in the chemist, but I'm on that now about, same, I'd say about 2.5 months, just around the same time I got my bed, and the last time I used was 2 months ago.
Yeah, I know. And
And now I was only saying, I rang my mum earlier on, I'm only around the streets a couple of hours, and I'd say I got asked already, am I looking for drugs, at least 10 times in the last couple of hours. Like, I didn't have to put up with that all along, because I had my bedroom to go to, I could go to the TV room, I was meeting up with my niece and nephew, and now I just have nowhere to go, only literally walk around town all the time. Do you know what I mean?
And
like, I've been through this before, and I did not think I'd ever have to go through it again, especially when I done nothing wrong and I'm clean, and you know, all the other times I didn't, not that I didn't care, but I was using, so I had something to block it out.
I know, you are a young girl, you are a young vulnerable girl, and you're on your treatment, and it's only a week or 10 days to Christmas. It's an awful time for this to happen to you. Can you not go home, though? You just mentioned your mum, no?
No, me and my mum are on speaking terms, but like, it's made clear, like, long ago that I'll never be going home. Like, that's not even an option.
Okay. Because
and I don't really have any other family that could take me in, like, due to overcrowding and all that stuff.
I mean, the last 16, 17, 18 years of your life have been very difficult, because you started drinking and doing drugs at 11, is it?
Yeah, I started drinking at 11, and by the time I was 12, I tried a joint here and there, and 13 then onwards, I was kind of everything and anything, and then by the time I was 19, then it was heroin, and it's been heroin ever since. Well, not right now, but you know what I mean, that's what I'm on the methadone for, is heroin. Like,
I mean, it's so important that you don't start using again, you know?
I know. And to be honest, I'm not even afraid that I am going to start using it again, but because I know I'm done with it. Like, I definitely don't want to go back there, even if I am living on the side of the road. I don't want to put myself through that on top of it, so I know I'm not going to relapse, but I don't know.
But what if you go back in tonight and try and get a nightlight bed?
I don't even know if I'm allowed to do that, to be honest.
Where will you sleep tonight?
I really don't know. I don't know. I don't even know if they'll give me a blanket. I'm going away for the helping hands. There's a crowd that help the homeless at night time. I'm going to walk over there when they're there, and I just pray that they have a tent or something to feel some bit secure, like. But I don't even know where to put that either. I really don't know. My brain is just, I don't know.
You're in the bus station now to get a bit of shelter, is it? But it's going to be very cold overnight.
I'm sitting out the back of the bus station now.
And are you all alone?
Yeah.
But surely that makes you very vulnerable and at risk on the streets on your own.
I know, that's what I'm saying. And I don't really have anyone else to go to. And even if I did want to go to other people, I know they'd all be using and stuff, and I don't want to put myself in that situation either.
Would you not go back and ask them again and plead with them for your safety?
Like, if I go back over, I know that I'm going to be told that I'll have to call back tomorrow to speak to someone else. And then when I go back, then I'll be told to speak to someone else, because like it's not just me that this has happened to. Like, it's happened to other people in the past, but usually they do give them some sort of a reason, you know?
Because the policy is supposed to not have anybody on the streets.
I know, and they say that there's nobody on the streets. Like, I know a lot of people.
No, they say that anybody that is on this, I don't know how true it is, but they say anybody that's on the streets is there because they want to be. But you're like, that's clearly not the case, because you don't.
No, that's not true at all. I know a lot of people who are on the streets, and they beg some nights to get in the door, but they're barred from all services, and it could be for something stupid now, like a fight that happened months ago, and they won't even give you a blanket sometimes. I've seen it happen, like, and people cry into their faces to get in. So that's not true at all, Neil. But not one bit true.
Don't you think that that's very cruel to a human being?
It is. It's inhuman. It's literally inhuman the way they treat some people. And obviously there's some staff members that I get on with a lot more than others, but sometimes even the staff members that I do get on with, when I see them treating some people the way they do, it would turn your stomach, to be honest. Like, I've often cried, and I lay in bed myself when I'm in there at night time, like, thinking of the people, queuing up at 11 o'clock to be told that they can't get in, or they can't even get a blanket some nights.
Do you ever, when you were in there or at night when you're lying down, think of how your life ended up like this?
I do, Neil, to be honest, but I can't even remember it. I say it all the time. I can remember my first drink. I cannot remember my first time trying drugs. I literally can't remember. But the one thing is for sure, it's definitely not a choice, this lifestyle.
Oh, for God's sake, nobody would choose that. Nobody. You have no idea when you start out on that road how it's going to end up.
I just think back, and I picture an 11-year-old little girl in my head, like, and just like how maybe it was a choice then, but an 11-year-old can't really make rational life choices for themselves,
No. Did you ever get any treatment or anything over the years?
I did. I done treatment twice. I actually completed it the 2 times I done it.
And what happens when you go back on the streets? Do you slip then on the streets, is it?
No, I would have been, I think, the last time I finished treatment, my mum did take me back, and it was a couple of months then down the line, she'd be finding paraphernalia around the place, and,
The addiction is that strong, is it? The addiction
for long, but this time, like, usually I'd be doing it so that I can stay in my mum's, or I do it so, I'd always be doing it for a reason, to get something or to gain something. This is the first time that I've ever done it just because I want to do it. I don't want to live that life anymore.
This isn't helping your wish to stay clean, though, sure it's not?
No, it's really not. No, as I said, I really don't think I'm going to relapse, but
I know.
It would be a lot easier to do this if I was after relapsing. Put it that way.
Do you have any plan
Even
for?
though I won't.
No, and I hope you won't. Fingers crossed. But do you have any plan for Christmas, or what had you planned for Christmas Day and things like that?
Well, that's yesterday. I was actually only in the TV room with one of my friends inside, and I was saying to her, I got myself one, and I got her one, just Christmas stockings, and she hung my one on my wall for me, and I hung her one on her wall for her, and we were talking about, we get each other presents for like €5 or something, just something really small, and we said Christmas morning when we wake up, one of whoever's up first will wake each other, and we'll take our presents out of the Christmas stocking, and
Jesus, that's heartbreaking.
I didn't really have anything planned. I just thought that was a nice little idea that we made yesterday. And then she's actually the first person I ran to be honest. The minute the staff went away, I ran down to her. She was still in bed and I was just sobbing into her arms.
That is so. That story is heartbreaking to hear. You had your little Christmas stockings ready for Christmas morning.
It really is. I'm after walking away from the bus station now. I'm on Oliver Plunkett Street and all the lights and everyone Christmas shopping, and it's horrible.
Do you feel very alone?
I do, and I really don't think I deserve it. Like, if I thought that I done something wrong, I don't know. Sorry.
No, what are you sorry for God's sake? I feel so helpless,
I really didn't do anything wrong. Like, that's the part that's killing me. I have a hospital appointment on Friday. I've been so sick. I nearly lost my eye. Literally nearly lost my eye. I thought I was going to have to get a glass one at one stage. I was in hospital 3 days a week getting injections into the pupil of my eye and one into the side of my eye. And at the moment now I still only have about 60% eyesight in that eye. And it happened from using, well, that's what they think it happened from. And that was about 2.5 months ago, the time that I got on the methadone, and I swore I'd never touch heroin again because they think that's what done it to my eye, like. So I'm still in and out of hospital as an outpatient. I was in hospital for about a week, and I'm still an outpatient now, and they know all this, like. So my immune system is really low because I'm on very strong antibiotics. And Friday I'm probably going to get more injections into my eye.
I don't know what to tell you apart from sending them this audio to see if it makes a difference, or contacting them again to ask them to reconsider on your behalf, because I think you're at a very delicate stage.
I am going to call back tomorrow and ask for the manager, but I don't know if I'll get any satisfaction, to be honest.
Have you warm clothes on you now?
I actually don't. My friend passed me out a pair of jeans and a jumper, but it's a really thin material, the jumper. I don't even have a t-shirt on underneath it.
So you have to wait until the volunteers come out with clothes a little later on?
Yeah, even if they don't have a jacket that fits me, a hat and a scarf and a cup of tea and all that. And even if I can get blankets, I can't get them until about 11:15.
And when were you last sleeping on the streets? That was a long time ago, was it?
Well, it would have been only about 4 months ago, but I had a tent and it was only for about a week. I was after been booking myself into Sheila's hostel for about 6 weeks, every single day, €17 to book myself into Sheila's hostel, and it started getting really hard to do. And at the time I was like an active addict as well, so I needed money for my drugs, I needed money to book into the hostel, and then it just started getting too hard. So I came in one night to the Helping Hands, the people that help us with the clothes and stuff like that, and they gave me a tent. I was in that for no more than 2 weeks anyway, and then I started staying in the nightlight, and then eventually I got my bed, and then that happened this morning.
I hate bringing it up again in case you find it upsetting, but I'm curious as to, with your life, as to why an 11-year-old would start drinking and taking drugs so young. Was it the company you kept?
It was. Like, I have the best family in the world. I really do. Like, they're just brilliant. All of them, extended family. The last, they're really nice, genuine people. My whole family, but that kills me too when I think about it, because I'm like, why did this happen to me? When I look, even at Christmas time, when I see all the family together, I know I'm the black sheep. I feel like I'm the black sheep. I'm just looking at them and they're all so normal. They all work everything, and I don't know. My life just, I don't know. I don't know what 11-year-old me was thinking. I really don't. By the time I was 13, like I was going to a bit more extreme drugs.
And what about the rest of your friends at 13? Where are they all now?
There is one or two that are in slightly similar situations.
Yeah.
But most of them there's one or two of them that are married with kids. They've all kids, they've jobs.
But it was
one of them is a nurse, and then they see me then, and they know what my life is like.
And how does that make you feel? Embarrassed?
It's horrible. It's horrible. It's not even embarrassing anymore. It's pure shame, really. That's the only way to describe it. I just feel I just feel ashamed. I pretend not to see people half the time, and I think they know that I'm pretending not to see them.
Do you have money coming in, or do you have to tap for it?
Well, I wouldn't know because I'm clean, but I have in the past, so I won't.
For your addiction, yeah, I know. I get it, yeah.
I never sat down with a cup, but I'd walk around, and like the time with Sheila's hospital now when I was staying there, I would have been walking around, asking for money and stuff, and that is the most degrading thing that anybody can do. I know loads of people who do it, and none of them enjoy it. Nobody likes even sitting down with a cup.
I know.
It's not something that anyone enjoys. It's really, really, really degrading. And you're constantly looking out then in case you see somebody you know because of the shame. But it's kind of has to be done when you're living like that.
I think your conversation with me will touch an awful lot of hearts, I can tell you that. And you'd never know, somebody might even reach out to help. Would you take help?
I'd love help, Neil. That's the only reason I'm ringing, to be honest. It was actually a friend of mine that said to ring you. I wouldn't even have thought of it.
I know.
I'm not asking for help, but I don't think that any of us would really break free without a helping hand.
For tonight, God knows what you're going to do, Ciara.
I might just, if I can, stay outside, maybe the sign in, underneath the cameras. Last night I was talking to one of my friends who sleeps rough. I sat down with him and I put the blankets over my legs, just while I was sitting there talking to him. But he went across the road, and I wasn't shouting at him as in arguing, but I was shouting so he could hear me. And some man walked up to me, literally now just walked up randomly and goes, "Are you talking to me?" And I goes, No, I said, "I'm talking to him." And he pulled out a knife. And then my friend then seen it, and he ran across the road, and to be honest, he had a bigger knife underneath his blanket for protection.
Good God.
But I don't know what would have happened if I was there just shouting randomly to myself. What would that man have done to me?
I know, that's why you're very vulnerable, and that's why you're at risk.
That's the only reason as well that I'm trying to think of where I can go that I'll be underneath cameras, and if something does happen I can say, "You're on camera, they're watching." Or
God almighty, I hope that you get some warm clothing and a way of wrapping yourself up overnight. It even sounds awful saying that to you, but
I know.
But again, if somebody is listening, you are clean, you're off drugs, you're doing your methadone, you're not drinking.
Well, if anybody knows who I am that's listening in the morning, most people would have seen me the last few weeks, and I think it's a bit obvious that I am clean. I'm actually putting on 2 stone and all. 2 stone.
Well, you sound very coherent to me, in fairness to you. You sound like a really wonderful person, and no one should be in this situation. The difference between you and your friends, who you described growing up, is that heroin got a hold of you, heroin didn't get a hold of them.
Yeah, there's no difference, in our hearts or who we are. Or,
and Ciara, is heroin everywhere now?
Sorry?
Is heroin everywhere now?
Oh, it's probably the easiest drug to get, to be honest. Yeah, I know it's the easiest drug to get. A phone call, and it's no more than 5 minutes away. You don't even have to make a phone call half the time. As I said to you a few minutes ago, I'm only in around town a couple of hours, and I've had at least 5 or 6 people ask me, was I looking?
And that's in the space of a couple of hours.
Thank God I'm not.
No, and keep it that way, because 24 hours could make a huge difference if you can hang in there, all right?
Yeah, I know. No, I can't see me going back there, but my kind of safe zone is just gone now.
Yeah, but let's see if we can get it back. Let's try again, and you'd never know who might be listening.
Yeah.
Okay, girl.
Thanks very much, Nick.
Girl.
Thanks very much, Nick.
Girl.
Thanks very much, Nick.
Girl.
Thanks very